Banter fam, happy Tuesday to you all. Guys, we are close to the short squeeze. You can see now Bitcoin has broken out of this important wedge we've been waiting for. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. But here we have a nice bullish descending wedge that we are seeing right now. And yesterday we broke out and we actually retested beautifully. Now what we're looking at is the short squeeze. So just above this level of 86,000, you start a very strong squeeze. And this squeeze has multiple little walls here that will take us up to the areas of 100K. So now it's time to really prepare on what's going to move the quickest, right? I have a bunch of different altcoins that I want to speak about today, okay? And I want to speak about the short squeeze because, again, what's going to happen is you've had a lot of dominance from bears over the last couple of weeks. And now what you're going to get is you're going to get a return, right? You're going to get that the bulls are going to return. And what's very likely is once they break through these important walls where the bears are trying to hold, because as levels were going down, the bears were holding these walls. Once we get that first step where the bulls are back in control, it's very likely you're going to see massive pullbacks. It's very likely you're actually going to see some strong rallies to the upside that actually won't pull back. And that's why your time frame of buying now, the opportunities right now are kind of limited, because after this, you're going to have to kind of wait for this thing to ride and then settle down and then look to get possibly more entries over then. However, that might end up being a lot higher. You never know that when you see the high time frames here, market is completely oversold. Now what you can get is a real strong return on the bulls. And again, if we look and we zoom out, the bulls have won the fight so far. We don't want to talk super too early. But if you look at the high time frames here, and I just want to go back here again, firstly to Bitcoin itself, okay, the bulls are winning the fight. That is what the bulls have done. That is what the bears have done. Now it's time for the bulls to return. And if you look at this, you could clearly see that, hey, there's nothing stopping us here from a higher high over the next couple of weeks. And it's the same thing with the altcoins. Altcoins did struggle. But if you look here on a very simple form here, that the bulls have still won. Even though we've had a dominance going to the upside, alts are still winning the battle and the bulls are still winning. So let's prepare these good entries over here. When prices are back over here, we won't care anymore about the dip, right? But it's about what do we do in these phases here. So happy Tuesday to you all. No more wasting time. Let's have a great show. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, what's up? You still got some power in you. You're still ready to rally this up. Again, guys, don't quit. Keep heads down. Let's keep going. It's been a crazy market, but we have some good opportunities today. We start riding from the bottom. And again, what has happened over the last couple of months is an even playing field. Everyone's kind of lost money. You know, I don't know about you guys. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars to Mantra the other day, Sunday, just overnight, right? So it's been a painful couple of months. But again, some truth also comes out too, right? And you kind of need these hard markets to bring out the truth, to crack what was not real, possibly, to get money to move to the right place. You know, I was looking at the dominance going up and I was like annoyed that we haven't had alt rally, but we needed to dilute the damn meme coins, right? We need to dilute all of the dilute all of the junk in the markets. So these pay phases come. Okay, they're actually natural and healthy for the market. But again, the important part here is we're on even playing fields. Now it's about who rises to the top a lot quicker. So again, my trading side is kicking in a lot more than my investing side right now. I want to trade the crap out of the market, especially because we're about to, at any point now, exit this rangy, choppy stage. And we're going to go into trending, right? We're going to get out of this chop. If you look here on the 1 hour, you just see chop. Right? There's just choppiness that is happening everywhere. But eventually you get out of this chop, and it's been a lot of chop over here, and you start trending. And when you start trending, it looks something like this, right? So you get these choppy phases, and these are quite tough. Okay, and they're probably the best accumulating. That's why your long term is probably the best time just to accumulate in these times here. But where we really want to pay attention to is when the market starts trending again. When it starts trending, you could see, I see something like this happening at any point. Right, once we through this chop now, I see this happening, and let me just quickly get rid of all of this noise here. There we go. Okay, is where we have these rallies, and you could see here, just an example, where from this point over here, we pumped from 590 billion on the total 3 to 800. So that was a very strong 40-50% pump. Then only a tiny pullback, no real pullback, right? Then we rally on. small pullback. Then we rally on later on, bigger pullback, right? So again, we're going to enter this phase. We've been in this phase for a long period now, but at any point we're going to go into this phase. And when we go into this phase, you know, it's important for us to make sure that we have taken advantage of these buy zones that you are seeing. And you can see they all started off with the important trend break. They all started on a short squeeze. You see here, multiple times we hit, we never got through. The moment we finally got through it, price really it moves very quick. And why? It's because this is where bears are holding control, right? This is where the bears have been holding. You could see here, for as long as it chopped, it got to this big choppy drop phase. And I'd like to say we're very much in this phase over here, okay? And you could see that the bears started here with the first rejection. Then they moved down to here. Okay, then they move down to here. Okay, so what you see is the bears start in a certain area and they start reclaiming land. They start reclaiming position, which means that all the selling pressure that was here moves down to here now. And then when it breaks that level, then it moves down to here. But look what happens when you break the big level after that. Look how fast price rallies straight back to the tops again, right? It's because the wall is not here anymore. The wall is not here anymore either. The wall is all here. Therefore, that's why you go and it's hard, because this is where the selling pressure and where the bears are trying to control the markets. The moment we crack through there, there's a very big short squeeze. And what happens is all of these bears here, they all have stop losses here. They all have liquidation sitting up over here. Okay, it's very clear right now that probably more people are shorting in the market than longing right now. Okay, so when it comes to liquidations, a lot of them are sitting up in these areas over here. That's why once we get through the first wall over here, do you know what a stop loss does? A stop loss is, hey, I've shorted the market, but a stop loss is I'm buying back in because I don't want to lose too much money, right? So meaning that if you short, it's predicting price is going to go down. It's sell pressure. But the moment that we break through this level, stop losses hit, which are buy orders. So therefore, what happens is when price hits here, it just hits stop losses, which are buys. And that's why you see price it just goes crazy to the quick side. Not only that, it goes and chases the big liquidations that are sitting over there from all the shorts. Okay, so just explaining the theory again so that you can understand that where we are right now, we are definitely in that chop phase. Chop. Okay, but what you have is the wall moving down. So I want to explain here again quickly on total 3. You could see the wall started here, right? Then it moved down to here. Now it is sitting in this phase over here. Right here, it's clear that once we get through here, we shoot to that wall. Once we get through that wall, we shoot to that wall. So there's only 2 big short squeezes away from back to the highs again, from full recovery, from where the altcoins have been. Only 2 short squeezes away. And again, we saw this phase over here last year. You could see how the bears had control, brought it down. But you saw how one phase, wiped, second phase, we're in the money, right? And that's the important thing to understand. So again, high time frame, you're looking good. Now let's go through short time frame. Let's look at what's happening currently. Bitcoin is breaking out of the wedge, which is good. Now the bulls have a job to do. The first thing we wanted to see yesterday was to see that they're holding downside a little bit better. Okay, so the breakout was good, and it was important to hold the breakout on the retest, and we actually did that. So Bitcoin went to the 86,000 and then came down to 82,800, and it held the wall. Okay, and now what it's doing is successful retest. So what we're looking for now is we're looking for a break of this next important high. And I just want to highlight this out for you, that here we have this high over here. Then we have a short squeeze over here, okay, to the 90,000. And then we have the big one to 100,000. Okay, so from here, once we crack through this wall over here, we're looking at a short squeeze to 99. What we then want to see for the bulls, right? We want to see a higher high. We just want to get higher than this because ever since the top here, lower highs all the way down, right? Lower highs. A successful high, which means if we start breaking at 89, 90,000, that's a higher high, right? And from there, we could easily have a little trap and then we get going very quickly. But once we through that wall and that wall is gone, get ready for the squeeze, okay? And these are the 2 scenarios that I'm seeing. So here's the first. We start rallying through. Again, any retest at the bottom, this is where I see Bitcoin holding. Okay, so Bitcoin to hold that 82, 83. Okay, but once we pop through, this is the first scenario. We pop through, we hit, nice little trap. Why? Because everyone's going to get excited that we broke the high there. So maybe it wants to have a little trap. And then we rock it through, right? Or second scenario, is for some reason we go. we go full, right? No strong pullbacks, no strong nothing. Bitcoin just shows the middle finger and goes, right? And basically rips everything to pieces, all the bears to pieces, and everyone's been doubting. So that is a big scenario that can play out over there too. Now, let's go through here to the total 3. Let's go have a look total 3. Total 3 about to join the party. So think about Bitcoin as the responsible one, right? The responsible one walks into the club, comes in nice and early, make sure that there's chairs there, make sure that there's water, goes and has a look, right? This is a vibe. I can bring my crazy friends here, right? I don't want my friends to get arrested. I want to make sure this place can suit in. So Bitcoin goes into the place first, right? So Bitcoin breaks trend. Now here comes the buddies, the friends, right? The crazy ones. Here they here hugging the trend, right? So they're about to now repeat the same process. The same process here is you could see that there is a short squeeze on the horizon, right? There's this little resistance over here, okay? And then straight above it, you can see that there is these short squeezes. So again, also 3 steps. But the altcoins are waiting for the Bitcoin to walk out the club and give the thumbs up, right? Once the thumbs up's in, here comes all the crazy buddies, right? They come through. Yes, it's 𝗬𝗏𝗘𝗏𝗏, the 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏 buddies. You get some straw rum buddies as well. You get some crazy guys that come through, and then the altcoins start joining the party, right? So altcoins are the same thing here. Where support is on altcoins right now is this level over here, which means around 2, 3, 4% from where we are to now, a little bit lower. That is kind of the support when it comes to altcoins, okay? But where they really get going is once they pop through here and they get moving. So again, you want to pay attention to 2 things. Altcoins that are in buy zones right now, right? Get your damn buys, put your stop losses in, right? Secondly, mark out the altcoins that have not broken trend yet. So when they break trend, you can get your buy, right? So the ones that have not broken trend, you don't have to rush. You wait for the trend to break, but you must get it when the trend breaks, right? Big Daddy Bitcoin's about to give the thumbs up, and it's just got to break through this level. Let's go back here to Bitcoin. You can see it's just got to break these highs here, and the thumbs up's in. When the thumbs up's in, don't be afraid, don't be nothing. You have to be confident, and you have to follow through, right? So again, this is where things are going to trigger. So let's go through. I see dominance is still slowly coiling up, moving up, which means all eyes on Bitcoin, alts will follow, but it shows us here that strength and altcoins are still coming. Altcoins haven't even entered the club yet, right? They haven't even entered the doors yet. So trades that I am definitely in, guys, and I want to show you here again. I am busy building up my ETH trade. Crypto premium party, yes. So I'm building up ETH, guys. ETH. This is the one trade that I'm taking over here. Okay, got ETH, and you see all that I did is I bought ETH now. I just want to zoom in here. ETH, I think, is gonna is gonna outperform a lot. I really do. I think it's gonna be that bully kid. Okay, and all I did, you see the bottom here. I just drew the bottom trend line with the most touches, right? 1, 2, 3 touches. Okay, and I just put a stop loss below there. Okay, that's showing me where the strength is. That's showing me where the bulls are holding, the trend that they're holding. That's where I put a stop loss, right? So again, what I did over here is that's where my stop loss is sitting very clearly. But I'm busy building up. You don't want to believe me? Look, I'll even build up more. Let me show you. Let's build up even more. Okay. I have my risk calculated, and I know the importance of where I'm buying now. Okay, and I have my risk calculated. So I am more in on ETH over there at the moment. Some tokens that are starting to look strong, right? The one is VeChain. VeChain has already had one out of a lot of altcoins. They already have its first higher high. This is specifically a trade that I'm talking about. VeChain is, however, in an investment entry if you like VeChain, right? For me, strictly trades right now that I'm focused to. My long-term bags are in. Okay, so this is a trade, and it's a spot trade for me. No leverage trade over here. I'm buying this, and you can see that all that I'm looking for is a nice squeeze to the area of 3.3 cents, right? So VeChain is looking strong. The next one, again, is Ondo, guys. I'm seeing volume spikes here. I'm seeing a fat bull flag being formed here, right? There's a big, nice, strong bullish pattern here. It broke out of the big one. Now it's forming a bull flag, and I'm seeing a pop to 1.25. Okay, so I'm seeing a strong Ondo rally here. This can be a leverage trade. The only thing you wait for, if you haven't entered it yet, is you just wait for that trend line on the top to break, right? So again, go pop your trend line in. There's the trend, a nice 3-touch trend line. When it breaks that trend line, go. Stop loss at the bottom, right? But Ondo spot as well is looking amazing. One of the stronger tokens. Solana's getting called up, guys. Sol, actually, you could see very clearly that there is a short squeeze from this 135 all the way back into the 150s, right? But the overall, the move that I'm looking for, the higher time frame squeeze in the interim, and I'm talking about this could happen this week, right, is a rally to the 182. Okay, so again, what you can do is when it gets to 160, let's say on the trading portfolio itself, you can take some profits, move stop loss up and leave the rest. You can always ladder out of the market too, but this is looking really good. And a place to protect yourself on Sol is now around $124 under the lows over here. Sol's looking strong, looking ready to pop, looking really good. Okay, next one over here. XRP. Yes, XRP army. I don't forget about you. Okay, this is a trade. My entries here are basically between this 2.08, 2.07, okay, to the 2.2. Nice spot trade here. Stop loss, 1.95, 1.98. Again, what do? You just take this trend line. You see from the bottom here. Stop loss below there, below the trend line. But I'm seeing XRP, first higher high. Okay, I'm only trading strong altcoins right now. Okay, and from here, I'm seeing at any point a pop to 2.65 and $3, right? Nice trade over there on XRP. What I'm really liking for spot, okay, remember guys, spot and leverage are the same. Leverage is just more risk. So that means that if you're going to trade a leverage token, okay, you want to look at the closest place you can put a stop loss. So that's why if I have a token that has a bull flag and it breaks the top trend, I know I can put a tight stop loss, right? Where if you look at something like ALGO now, ALGO, it's a bit tough. Unless you're going to pop a stop down here, it's a bit tough. I would rather wait for it to break the top here and then enter. But for spot, this is where you enter because you can have a little bit of bigger stop losses. You don't have that extra leverage that you're adding to your position, right? This trade, I think is going to be one of the biggest out of all of them. Okay, this one, ALGO for me, has a strong rally. The first one's to 29 cents, right? But my main target is to 37. So this is up to 100% trade that I'm prepared for on ALGO. Great spot trade, and I will be taking profit at the 618 to double my money, and then I'll look at the next entries. The next one that's waking up nicely, I called it yesterday, and it's looking good in spot, is Say, guys. Say. So remember, you zoom in here. Remember, I'm going to teach you. It's not about what I'm calling and how. I want to show you what I'm seeing so you can see it for yourself. And you can make these decisions. Okay, there is the bottom trend on Say. Support breaking out a major trend line over there. And Say, first target, 29 cents. Second target, 38 cents. I'm seeing up to 100% trade on Say. Then I have this one over here. Casper. Casper is one of the strongest tokens right now. Breaking a descending wedge, right? If although those who know, right? Bullish pattern. And you can see here that the short squeeze is right above this 8.2. After that, we're back into the 12, 13 cents. So this is a nice spot trade over here on CAS. Okay, and just again, zoom in, just to remind you again, zoom in, bottom trend line. This one is nice. You can put a tight stop loss. This might even be a leverage opportunity. You put a nice tight stop. Okay, fantastic. Other one in the gaming sector, My Lovely Planet. Spot trade. I'm loading up some more spot here. Great token, great team. You can see here we have a descending wedge on the daily. So this is a little bit that I'm adding to my investment portfolio, a little bit long term and a little bit more of a gaming play. I don't know if you've played the game, and what they've actually done is incredible. Every time, I think they're planting trees, they're doing amazing things. So I love who they are. Very good people. Game's amazing as well. Many users. So I'm busy buying over here when it comes to an investment portfolio over here as well. Okay, can I have some tokens from the community? So let's go through a couple of things before I go into your tokens, guys. I have started a Bitfunded trade. So I reminded you guys again, Bitfunded. I think it's a no-brainer. So here is my phase one. Okay, that I've entered. Let me show you what it looks like. And then I'm going to show you how it all works. But this is how it is. Okay, so I have to get a 8% trade on my first trade over here on the demo account to pass stage one. Then stage two, I have to get 5%. So you see here what it does. It shows you the amount of days you must trade for. Okay, and it shows you the amount that you need to make. Right? And you got to close the trade to get it. And then you start stage two, which is 5%. And after that, I unlock $100,000. Now, I never paid for $100,000. Okay, I paid $800. Okay, so remember, prop trading but funded over here. If you pay $79 and you pass it 2 levels, you trade with $5,000 where you keep 90% of the profits. Okay, and here are the package things. So just remind you guys again, what am I looking for? I want size. This market is cheaper and I have less money. So if I can get size at the bottom range of these markets now with these altcoins and opportunities, what does that mean when the markets go up again? I can recover a lot quicker. So I'm using the tools that are around me to do so. And that's why I have a bit funded trade that's happening. And I've taken ETH on this over here. 2X's. Remember, you don't have to trade leverage. You can click on 1X and trade over there. I just got to make 8%, close the trade, hold for 3 days, open up the next one. And by end of next week, I can be having my $100,000 to trade with. So that for me is a strong plan. And just to show you guys again over here, you can have a look below. In the description here, you will find, let's see if it is here. Do we have Bitfunded below, Maddie?
Oh, add it now, quick.
Okay, it will be added. If you want to open a Bitfunded account over there, you can. Okay, and then also shout out to a couple of the exchanges, guys. Blowfin, here's the deals. If you sign up with the Blowfin exchange account, here we go. Here's your bonuses. $500, you get $100 bonus. $2,000, you get $200. $3,300, you could see here's the list. You can only get this with my link below. You can see Sheldon on the top-hand side over there as well. Okay, shout out to Bank as well. Incredible. Here's their deals over here too. Okay, so great exchanges that you can get bonuses with right now. And remember, we are still running 16 days left of this BTCC volume trading competition. As you trade volume, you unlock rewards. You're trading anyway. And we can see here the champions that are currently here at this point, and they're busy winning prizes. Here we go. You can see it over here as well. Okay, let's jump in. And remember, guys, before I go to the community tokens, any of the exchange links that you sign up can get into my school for free. Click on here, go to the school, and you are in. Okay, let's go through it. Maddie, I want people's tokens, please, sir. AVAX. Okay, let's go through AVAX. Okay, so there we go. So AVAX is in chop, right? Just chopping around here at the moment, but making a nice descending channel, right? So where AVAX really gets going is through this trend. So pop this trend mark in over here, okay? But this is where it will get going. The first thing, higher high, trap, push. There is a big trade at any point that's incoming, but the trend line is going to help you with that. And it's a very good trend line because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touch trend line. Incredible trend line over there. So again, to zoom out, I think investment wise, you don't have much better entries. Yeah, low 20s is incredible for AVAX. It's back at bear market territories. The difference though is it is in support. It's not below anymore, which is good. Okay, and again, you could easily get ready for higher $60, $80 for the higher time frame targets from these entries over here. Spot wise, again, wait for the trend to break and a nice pop to the $38, $40. That is a good trade. Next one, Maddie. Cardano. Hi, Carolyn. What's up? Okay, so Cardano, again, also investment-wise, looking good. Okay, turning the bear market territory into support. Okay, it hasn't broken any short-term trends just yet. So if we look at this over here, it's a weird chart. This is quite this weird manipulation pump that happened out of nowhere from when they announced the reserve. I don't know, the reserves or whatever with these alts, okay, has created a bit of that uncomfortable. So what I would focus on here is if you look at the horizontals here, you could see that is definitely the selling wall right now on Cardano, okay? And what you can also do is see that above that, you have that wall, and then you have a massive short squeeze. Okay, so right now, for as long as it's below this wall, it can test any of these supports down here, but where it really gets going is the break of these highs. From here, we break back into the 80s. From here, we break back into the dollars, right? So that is Cardano. Just keep it nice and simple, okay? And remember, it's either horizontals trends. They're both very powerful when they make sense. And this is here what makes sense. Okay, next one, Maddie. NIA is a token that I'm really getting ready for a trade. Look at that. That's going to be a beast trade. Very good trade. So again, high time frame, back at supports. Good areas for long term, right? Very good. Okay. This trend line here, though, is the big one for me. When we break this trend, I'm seeing a pop back into the $3 to $4. So there is 100% trade lining up. Put this fat trend line in over here. When it breaks this trend, there's a big trade incoming. Okay, so this is a nice one. And again, the moment it breaks trend, you can pop a stop loss below here. Okay, for any protection and protecting of risk. Okay, next one, ready? VELO. Oh, by the way, guys, while we're on this, 𝗦𝗫𝗃, I'm doing the giveaway tomorrow. Remember, you still have time. In the description, you can go enter a raffle for 𝗦𝗫𝗃, one of the best multi-chain wallets and crypto vaults out there at this point. Go do research. It's incredible, right? Vault token, you can see over there. I am doing a raffle, right? I'm doing a giveaway. So you go here. Where's 𝗦𝗫𝗃? Here we go. Fill out these forms. Tomorrow, I'm doing a giveaway of $10,000. $10,000. Okay. Shout out 𝗦𝗫𝗃. Lots of love to you. Here we go. Here is the form. Okay. VELO. Let's see what VELO is. Okay. Give me some more, please, Maddie. Sonic. Yes. Sonic. Guys, aren't you excited for bull again? Wouldn't it be nice? We can have some fun again, make some money again. It'd be great. Okay, another one. HBAR. I'm very interested to see how these tokens perform now because they were the leading tokens. These old school tokens that just really came out of nowhere. They were the leading tokens in the last rally. So I'm very interested to see. Okay, so first sign on VELO, yeah, on the daily, it is breaking out. Okay, so what it has here is a wall sitting at this 1.4 cents. After that, there is a big gap, right, over here. So that shows the short squeezes. So basically tells you that these are buy zones over here now, which is basically between this 1.1 and 1.2. Okay, and there you can see the squeeze. Okay, so yes, this is one of the leading tokens. The only problem that I see over here is we just need a higher high. So we need this to start going now, then get through and then push through. But that's where your targets will be, around the 2.3 to the 2.4 cents mark over there on VELO. Okay, let's go through Sonic. Spot trades. Great spot trades. Here's on the daily. Here is your entries. And I'm pretty sure we're making a bull flag right now. Let's go have a look. Yes, bull flag. So even when this breaks out, you have some trades going. But yes, very good spot entry on Sonic. Remember, Sonic was unlucky because they did their whole merge. They changed the whole name, right? And then the whole market went to crap. But if you look just before that, Phantom was already getting to $1.4. So the rally was about to begin, and then the market went into, they had to make the shift and change your name, and that creates a little bit of chaos for a while. But then the market was just in a bad place, right? We're here, we're getting ready. I think Sonic is definitely going to be one of the leaders of the next pump. Like, I think with when this market gets ready to rally again, I think Sonic's going to just kill it. So this is a very good entry here on spot. First target is around the 70 to 80 cent mark. And obviously, I see this being a $3 to $5 token in the future. So I think it is a good high time frame token as well. Okay, let's go through here. Let's go. Okay, HBAR. So one of the leaders in the last run over there. Huge descending wedge. Okay. Don't worry, Fish Dog. The likes come when the market pumps. Don't stress. People put me under pressure when the markets are down. When they love Sheldon when the market's going up. So don't stress. The likes will come. Lots of love. Okay. Everyone knows me. They know my strength's up market. That's why I can whoop anyone. Okay, let's go. So here is HBAR over here. Where we break this trend here, we get going. Okay, so where we get moving. Then it's very clear that once we get through these highs here, you could see the pop, right? You could see the short squeeze. So entries here is in, if you like it, long-term, accumulated, cool. But where the trend breaks, that's where it becomes tradable and becomes fun. Okay, and a pop through this 19 cents, then you're looking into the 30 cents, if not to the top. And again, high time frame, a way higher low. So it's actually, look how it came straight back into this bear territory and turned into support. So it's looking good. Even high time frame as an investment, it's looking as a good opportunity. Yes, Michael, you know how it is. Don't worry. We were getting 13,000 likes on a show just 3 months ago. So don't worry. One fat green candle and everyone's pumped again. As long as you guys just know that I'm here and I can, like, likes and these things, they come and they go. It's fine. Just know I'm here for those that really want to push through. The bears do eat and it does get hard, especially on me being a bullish trader, yes. But I promise you, we get it back and we push back so much harder as well. So again, all those things happen and grow over time. Just know I'm here and I ain't quitting. Okay, next one. Show the balls to show they got balls. I agree. Hey, I know some women that can beat up men, so doesn't necessarily need balls, but yes, I agree. Okay, let's go. Give me more coins, please, Maddie. 𝗬𝗓. Okay. 𝗬𝗓. Let's see. I did have it here somewhere. Oh, there we go. I can't believe this thing is back at the best investment zones ever. Wow. Straight back to the bear lows, which means there is a monster trade incoming. So again, high time frame. This you're buying at the worst of 𝗬𝗓. Right? The worst here was 60. We ended up going back to $4. So this could easily be a 5x higher time frame trade, right? And it's quite easy now. Take profits at $3 to $4. It's done it now twice. Okay, so that shows you where good TP is. But a trade, get ready for this thing. I don't think it's ready yet. But when it's ready, big. Oh, it's not far. Okay, guys, get ready for this thing. I'll let you know when it's ready on the show. But this is not far from a badass trade, like a really good one, right? Remember, with crashes come opportunity. So when this thing pushes over here, it's an easy rally to the $1.82. That's money. This could be up to a 3x trade alone. Something like that on Bitfunnel or something like that, like it's life-changing money, right? It's very good. Okay, so there you see. So again, I just brought Bitfunnel up again. Remember, I now jump to ETH. I go trade ETH now for 3 days. Then I go to Sol, 3 days, right? I pass my levels. Then I come to THETA. You see what I'm doing? I'm using the other bigger market caps to make sure that they're a little bit slower and I can pass the levels. And then once the money's unlocked, I can come to the bigger trade that I want. You got to look at the tools and use the tools around you for when this market wants to move again. Okay, let's go more, Maddie. RUNE. I'm in a RUNE long. I'm busy building one now. Let's go out here so you can see. Yes, you can see where I'm building it. There's my green line on the high time frame. You see it? I'm busy building a RUNE long at the moment. Just a trade though. At this point, that's store chain. So it is making a descending flag. It does need to get going though. It needs to make a higher high. Okay, but it is showing that for some short-term entries, it's looking good. First pop is obviously to the important 1.6, 1.7. And when we finally get out of this, we're going to $3, $4 again. So THORChain went through a very hard time. I still think it's incredible investment opportunities. The only thing that has shifted is it's become a high-risk part of my investment opportunity, which means just a little bit less money than what I would put into the more blue chip tokens. That's the only difference. But I'm definitely in on this high time frame. Again, short time frame, get ready at any point for pop to 1.6. High time frame, $3 to $4. Right? So good trade incoming there at any point. Okay, next one. Gala Games. Gala. Okay. Wow, look at this thing, how it just went and went. Okay, so nothing more to say other than absolute bare low territory. So if you're a believer in games, okay, I don't think it gets better. One thing that is nice about Gala is it kind of does the same thing. And it's done it all the way since 2022, where your buys are here between the 1 and 2 cent mark, right? And your sells are here between the 5 and 7 cent mark. So it's trading in a range, right? Some money here to be made for those who just trade the range. So here is your buy and this is your sell zones, right? You can see how many times it has done this. Same thing. So again, it's in those opportunities. Next one. Arweave also came cheap as hell. Cheap. I can't believe Injective Arweave. I still, as much conviction as I had in them previously, I still have a lot of conviction in them. I'm just trying to find more money to buy them, right? Here's Arweave right at the bottom. So same thing. Investment opportunities. When will it get good for trading is once it breaks through the important trends. Let's just go back in here. Let's see if I can find any really good trends. Still a couple of days away. And then it will come back into action. But right now it's accumulating zones. Again, once it finally gets done with this, guys, you're looking back into the mid-20s, right? This can be up to a 4 to a 5x. This thing came down hard, right? This thing came down really hard. You could see over here from the highs here, we're looking at easily a rally back into the 20s. Okay, so this could be a nice 3-4x trade. And take your damn profits. Sit on money and then go buy something else of what you really like. But there's opportunity here. Okay, let's do one more, Maddie. 𝗏𝗏, actually looking like one of the stronger tokens today. I saw 𝗏𝗏 somewhere. It's actually looking pretty strong. So again, investment, I think we're all pretty clear that investment opportunities are everywhere. Okay, but this is quite interesting as well in the short time frame. One of the top performers today so far. Okay, and I'm keeping an eye here on the trend. That's not a great trend. Let's put this one in here. There's the trend. Okay, still a couple of days away from a trend. So for now, where do I expect it going? To here. Then it might slow down, but when it pops that one, that's when you have a nice strong trade of up to 100%. Again, you could see the range here. You could see that these are the lows and these are the highs. So it's very likely that once we get ready to go from here, we're going to the areas around 14 to 15. High time frame, I think we go back to the tops, if not the 618. I'm talking about this could take a year, it could take longer. Okay, it could take shorter as well. My main targets would be around 35 to 40 cents. So it gives you a bit of idea that this could be up to a 5 to 7x investment trade that you see over here. Guys, lots of love to you all. See you all tomorrow. Guys, remember, Sniper Club, I'm live tomorrow. Join Sniper Club. You need a community. Best one out there. I'm pushing hard there tomorrow. Be part of club. Love you lots. Thank you, Oliver. Thank you, everyone. Don't worry. When we start making money, I know you'll push the likes. Have a fantastic day. See you all tomorrow. Goodbye.